more fans in the stands and get all the parents here tonight. And it's great having them. Certainly it feels good to get a win. It feels good to be rewarded and get in the left-hand column. I thought we competed hard. I also thought, our offense was extremely efficient. We went the entire game without punting, which is hard to do. And defensively, I thought in the second half, we settled down. We really didn't find a rhythm in the first half, and a credit to Campbell. I think they do an excellent job offensively of keeping people off balance. But I thought in the second half, when our ones were in there, we settled down on defense and played better. And again, really the story of the day of why it got to where it was is just all the turnovers. We did a great job of generating turnovers today, and really took it from what could have been a competitive game to a non-competitive game because of all the turnovers. So I still don't feel like we're playing as well as we need to. We got to take these next 2 weeks and really get better in a lot of areas. And certainly, we need this time, and it's tough. We've been here 3 months, we've played 3 games, and now we've got to wait 2 more weeks to play again. It's really important that we're productive in these 2 weeks. But overall, I thought, it was a good performance. Our O-line did a great job run blocking. I thought, Christian Beal-Smith and Ken Walker did a great job running the football. It was good to see our outside receivers make plays. And it's great to get so many young guys in there too and get some experience, because we're certainly going to need that down the line. So with that, I'll open it up to questions. Last thing, I just want to thank our band for hanging out in the scoreboard there and providing some atmosphere.
Dave, what did you need to see from your defense tonight for it to be a successful night? And did you see enough of that to call it a successful night for them?
Connor, I'm going to go back and watch the film. Last time I got up here, I kind of said things that in retrospect, when I watched the film, weren't accurate. I like the turnovers. I like the pressure we got and the sacks we got. But at times there's still guys open. They were able to march the ball. They converted third downs. I still feel like we need to tighten up our coverage. Just at times we're playing with too much cushion and conceding throws that we need to challenge. Again, and this was a game that, we had the better personnel. So when I evaluate the film, it's really going to be more assignment-wise, or eyes in the right place. This is a game you'd expect to win a lot of those physical matchups. I was frustrated at halftime. I thought, they had the ball, I think, for 19 or 20 minutes in the first half. Now, part of that is we scored quickly on offense, but they did a great job of controlling the clock, snapping the ball with 1 second, and converting and making first downs and keeping us off the field. So I still feel like that's an area that we have to get a lot better.
Dave, can you talk a little bit about the offensive line, how effective they were, especially in the first half, kind of passing game going over later?
I'm sorry, John, when you talk, there's a huge echo. Could you say that again?
Just wanted to talk about the offensive line, how effective they were.
You were asking about the offensive line?
Yep.
Yeah. That's a group that we graduated some good players. Justin Huron's doing a great job with the Patriots, and Nate Gillum, and we lost some Jake Benzinger, and that group really needs to mesh and gel, because every perimeter player for us is a new starter. Every running back, tight end, all the receivers. And so we've got to be able to run the ball and allow Donovan and Atorian and Nolan and Taylor and Jaquari to kind of grow into their roles on the perimeter. And so we just kind of went into it today saying, hey, we're going to have to run the ball. And if we can do that, and they've got to start outnumbering the box, we'll have a chance to take some shots down the field. And it's encouraging to see Atorian Perry make those plays, but that's because of how well we run the ball.
Dave, in retrospect, how valuable was having the week off and getting a breather after the 0-2 start?
Oh, we wanted to play, Josh. I mean, you know, in my mind, this will be our third bye week because we were supposed to play September 5th or 4th. So that became a bye week. And then we played Clemson and NC State. You know, we didn't want a bye week for Notre Dame. So, you know, the only way to get better as a football team is to play football games. You know, there's certainly things we need to do the next 2 weeks. But, you know, we need to play. And, but that's just 2020. You got to rock and roll with it. And, you know, I'm sure now we're off, and at some point we may be off again. So we just got to make sure that we're making the best use of that time and being productive and getting better.
Dave, what do you know, if anything, about Luke?
You know, we're not sure. We're hoping it's not too serious. He's been struggling with a foot issue, and it just, you know, it started really bothering him, and we'll see, you know, if it's a week or 2 weeks or, you know, I mean, until you have him see the doctor, you really don't know. But, you know, Nasir Greer didn't play tonight. And, you know, we've gotten, other than Jasir Taylor, we are really young in the secondary. If you saw Kalen Carson started tonight, a true freshman, I thought he competed. Nick Anderson's playing a lot. Zion Keith, you know, Peyton Woolard. You know, at some point I looked out there on defense and we had 8 freshmen playing. And that's the value in these games. If we can get guys out there and get them some playing time and have them make mistakes, they'll be better prepared to play against Virginia, Virginia Tech, Syracuse, and the rest of the ACC schedule.
Because of what it takes just to get to each and every Saturday, do the wins feel even more satisfying?
Oh, you know, Josh, I think, you know, I think games like this, you know, the winning probably is more of a relief. I think, you know, we're expected to win this game. You know, for me, these games are more valuable is that you want to win them a certain way. And then you want to be able at some point in the third and fourth quarter to let guys play that you know you're going to need them. And the first time that they're playing, it isn't against NC State. You know, those are hard lessons. So, you know, we played a lot of guys the last 2 weeks that really weren't ready to play. It would have been nice to have a game like this earlier, and maybe we could have avoided some of those mistakes. But that's not just us. That's every team in the country right now. So that's, you know, competitively, we're at no disadvantage with that. We're just, you know, as a coach, you know, there's certain things you like to get done in September. And I always like to play the non-conference games first, that you can work out some kinks and you find the identity of your football team before you dive into ACC play. And, you know, so, you know, I don't think I know as much about our team right now as I typically would at this point in the year. So we're just going to learn on the fly.
Dave, is it reading too much into it when you have guys like Boogie Basham and Jaquez Williams are still in there in the fourth quarter and it's a 38-point game, that's how important it is to kind of iron out some things on the defensive end?
Yeah, I mean, we got Boogie out as soon as I saw that rep. You know what happens, Connor, is we have different subgroups. And, you know, part of it is, you know, on defense that we had some different packages in and we wanted to work at them and work out the kinks and have the players comfortable playing them in a game atmosphere. And, you know, it's always that catch-22 of you don't want to have a guy like Boogie Basham get hurt late in the third quarter. But, you know, we haven't played a lot of games and we need to get snaps and we need to get better on defense. And there were some packages that we were looking at that were a little bit new that we had to get executed in a game environment. So, you know, we are walking that fine line on that a little bit.
Dave, any thoughts on scoring the 66 points and I guess tying the modern record in Wake Forest history, 66 points? I mean,
I'll be honest with you, I really didn't want to score 66.
Right.
You know, we had that I just wanted to get in there and run the ball. And then we decided to let Kern throw it on third down. And, we just had a quick speed out. We had a quick speed out route called, just trying to get a first down. And he got pressure and stepped up, and the guy ran down the field. And I was happy for JD. I mean, JD's worked hard. And we certainly wanted to convert, but I've been on the other side and an FCS coach, and, I think Coach Minner and his staff do a great job, and we certainly didn't want to, embarrass them. So, again, I know you contract the game, not the score, but I've been on the other side of it. And, that certainly wasn't the goal. I was very content when we were at 52. But, we put our backups in, and we need to let those guys play, and you're not going to tell them not to score.
Dave, how much different is a game with a little over 2,200 fans versus just having a couple hundred?
Well, it seemed like a loud and obnoxious crowd after the last two games. So, 2,200 is better than 50 or better than 250. And, hopefully as this thing moves along, we can get 5% or 10%. It's good to be able to have our students there. That's part of the college experience, but these are our new times. And COVID is still a very formidable foe. And we're far from having defeated that. And the health and safety of our fans and our season ticket holders and our students still has to be paramount. We're very fortunate we're playing college football. But I think our administration and our government has been very safe and keeping the health and safety of the fans paramount. We do not want anyone catching COVID at a Wake Forest football game. All right. Well, thanks for covering us and hanging out so late. And, hopefully the ACC will give us a few more like noon or 3:30 kickoffs down the line here, so you guys don't have to stay up till 1 o'clock and meet your deadline.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate your coverage. Have a great weekend.